Good morning and welcome to Miss Rogers' wonderful school. How are you this morning? It's wonderful to see all of you this morning. Isn't that right, Nurse Doll? Oh, she's so excited. Yes, I did. Nurse Doll wanted to tell me something before we begin. Oh, Nurse Doll, you're such a wonderful friend. I did wash my hands before I came down. She wants me to remind all of you to wash your hands too. Did you wash your hands before coming to the wonderful school? Did you? You did? Okay, that's great. Wow. You're probably wondering whether or not I lost my glasses again today. Well, I did not. Nurse Doll asked me not to wear them right away. She wanted me to look like her without glasses. She's waiting for her glasses. Oh, Nurse Doll, you're so funny. You'll get your glasses soon. Wow. Let's review some of the things that we've been talking about and the things that we've been doing over the past few weeks. But let's start out our day by looking at our virtual calendars that we've been making, okay? And let's find today's date on our calendar. Now I'm going to put on my glasses. What do you think of that, Nurse Doll? Yeah, she says, I think you have to put on your glasses because she knows I can't read without them. All right, so Nurse Doll's going to say goodbye for just a little bit. Maybe she'll come back to say goodbye at the end, but I need both hands. Okay, Nurse Doll, we'll see you a little bit later. Okay, so do you have your calendars? Oh, my glasses, I almost forgot. Now I can see. Yes, so do you know what's so special about today? Can you think about today, the month that it is? Well, today is the very first Friday in the month of July. So it's our first Friday in July together. So let's find today's date first. Today is the third. This is for all of our new friends who are joining us today, we've made a perpetual calendar. And so the largest circle has all the numbers, all the numbers in the month. And the medium-sized circle has the names of the month. And the small circle has the days of the week. And my wonderful school friends who've been with us, they've made one too. And we also made an arrow to help us find the day, the month, and the day, the month, and the date. So let's see. Today is, go to the top. It's like where 12 would be on a clock. 1, 2, 3. So there's 3, and today is the 3rd day in the month of July. And today is Friday. And I'm going to use my arrow so that the arrow can actually point and stay on the number 3. So today is Friday, July 3rd. Did you find it on your calendar? You did? That's terrific. You're doing such good work. I hope you all had time enough to make arrows, because the arrows are extremely or very helpful. Okay, so now I think it's time for our first story of today. And let's see, we are going to read a wonderful story, and it's called Here and Now. And today's story is about meditating and the different ways that we can meditate, calm ourselves down, and focus in a way that's just right for you, your small hands, your small bodies. Okay, so let's begin with our first story, Here and Now. Here and Now. Words by Julia Denos, illustrated by E.B. Goodale. Look at the cover. What is she doing? She's taking a moment and looking at her reflection in the puddle of water. She's focusing on that. She's even trying to touch her face. Let's see what's inside. Here we go. Right here, right now. You are reading this book. The book is in your lap, or in your hands, or in someone else's. You are sitting, or you are standing, or you are wrapped up in a bed. Under your bum, under your feet, is a seat, a floor, or a cloud if you are on an airplane, and under all of those things is the earth, the grass, and the dirt. The earthworms and the fossils, the rocks. And the earth is spinning in the middle of space. We don't know why, but it is. And you are too. Right here, right now, while you are reading this book, many, many things are happening. Rain is forming in the belly of a cloud. An ant has finished its home on the other side of the planet. Somewhere, a telephone is ringing. An idea is blooming. Grass is pushing up through cement. A friend you haven't met yet is sitting down to dinner. There are animals, wild ones and tame, living and breathing all around you. Muscles are growing, cities are growing. Babies are growing. Cuts and broken bones are sewing up and healing. Unseen work is being done. Right here, right now, you are becoming. Isn't it wonderful? Now, here's a note from the author. Meditation is just another way of noticing. And the word noticing also means seeing or looking. And noticing and seeing is a little bit like magic. It brings us, just as we are, into the present moment, just as it is. This freedom is a place I call here and now. It is a land well known by young children and plants and animals. It is a place where peace and possibility root, a place where we feel connected to the greater unfolding story. Sometimes, when our minds and bodies are busy, we forget how to get back to that place of noticing and being still. But all we need to do to return again is to notice or see the world around us. We don't need to sit down or stop what we're doing. We don't even need to close our eyes. Let's open our senses wide instead. Right here, right now, you are done reading this book, but the story hasn't ended. Like this moment, you are full of every possibility. What will your story be as it grows right from this spot, right where you are? Here and now. You see the girl? She brought herself back to that present moment. Back just looking at her reflection and just being. Wow. Did you like that story? I did. And you know, I think it's time for our word of the day. It's a special word of the day. And a special word of the day that has, one of the words has has a relationship to the story that we just read. Let me get the special word of the day board and my special word of the day letters. Excuse me. There we go. I didn't know it was so far away, but getting closer. And make sure that you can see. Okay, so the first letter, before I begin, I must show something to you. Remember how I couldn't find my glasses last week? Well, I have a very special friend. I don't think he's watching right now, but he bought me a special looking glass. And here it is. Can you see that? It is a looking glass, a magnifying glass. Let's look through our looking glass. Let's see what's beyond the looking glass. But right now, I think I'll just look at the letters through my looking glass. So the first letter of our special word is the letter B. Let's move this closer. Let's come a little bit closer. The letter B. And the next letter is the letter E. The next letter, the letter C. The next letter, O. 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 The letter M. Oops, I dropped that one. I have another one. M. And the last letter, it's another letter E. B, E, C, O, M, E. Become. Now, in the story that we just read, there was a line that went, "You are becoming." So, what are you doing when you are just being? You're just sitting with yourself, just the way you are. But what you are becoming, you may be 3 years old, but soon you will become 4 years old. You may be in kindergarten, but soon you can become a first greater. So become is related to just being, because when we're just being, we don't focus on what we're becoming. That just happens with what we're doing when we're just being from day to day. And then over time, when we look back and we say, wow, you have become quite a tall person, or you have become a very knowledgeable person about plants and growing things. But it doesn't just happen. You may have spent a lot of time just being in the backyard, putting your hands in the dirt, just being there and playing there. And soon, over time, you can become a gardener. So that's our first word of the day. Our second word of the day is this. Let's see. The first letter, was my looking glass. The first letter is the letter W. W. Let's see if I can. W. And the next letter, I. I. And you know, this is a lowercase I, and so I've got to use our little dot that goes over a lowercase I. Letter S. S. And last letter, H. The letter H, that's a lowercase h. Let's say the letters together. W, I, S, H. I love this word. You know why? It has the sh sound. It has a sh sound. W, wish. You know what whoosh sounds like to me? The sh sound sounds like the wind blowing and rustling the leaves on the trees. Wish. Can you say that? Wish. And what is a wish? Wow. A wish is a hope or desire for something that you'd like to make, something, or the person you might want to become. I wish that I can become a nurse, like Nurse Doll. Or on your birthday, you might have a special wish that you want to make for yourself for your birthday year. So when you say the word wish, there's also shh. And we know what shh means. I think we need to shh in order to make a wish. Isn't it funny how that sound that you need to signal being quiet is within the word wish? Words are just so funny that way. Wow. Wish and become, and maybe later today or during the week, you, along with your caregivers or your parents or your siblings, you can make up sentences using the word wish and become. Wow. Words are so much fun. Goodbye, special word of the day board. We're just moving you out of the way a little bit. Just a little bit. So now I think that it's time for us to review what you did for me last week. I asked you to make a drawing of your favorite room in your apartment or your house. And I made a model for you, remember? I told you that my favorite room in my apartment is my kitchen because I spend a lot of time there. I love to cook. So I'm going to put my glasses on so that I can see your favorite rooms. Remember? See, I showed you my kitchen. And I have a wide open space in the middle. Over here, the windows that look out in the back. There's my kitchen sink, my little stove, and the refrigerator's over here. So we made a map of our favorite room. My dining table is here, and the pantry is opposite, on the opposite wall from where my table is. And that's where I keep dishes and some glasses and some spices and things like that. Were you able to finish a map of your favorite room last week? Or did you start? Can you show it to me? I would love to see it. Oh my gosh, that's wonderful. Can you tell me about that? I think you said it was going to be your playroom. Is that correct? Oh, wow. Can you come a little bit closer so I don't want to miss anything. I want to see all the terrific work you put into that. Wow. That's absolutely amazing. Wow. Did you want to tell me anything about it? Well, I think it's terrific. And are you ready to hear about the next project we're going to make? Are you?
Yes.
Okay, terrific. Well, this next project we're going to tackle or create is going to take maybe the next few weeks to work on. And this is going to be a very special project that you can either keep for yourself or you could maybe give it to an aunt, a godmother, a godfather, or your parents. I'm going to tell you what it is. It's going to be a very special birthday calendar. A birthday calendar. Do you have any idea what that means? Well, it does have something to do with birthdays, but not just your birthday. And that's what makes this so special. It's a calendar that we're going to make so that we can remember not just our birthday, but the birthdays of everyone we love in the year 2021, next year. We're going to start from the month of January. And you know why that's important? Because everybody likes to be remembered and celebrated on their birthdays. It's nice to show kindness to other people. And people love showing kindness to you and to us. So let me show you how we're going to do this. Uh-oh. Something just fell down. And I hope it wasn't my... Okay, so let me begin by telling you caregivers, parents, and my wonderful school friends, the materials that you're going to need to make this. I have partially made 2 examples. They're not completed, they're just partially made. I did, oh, you know what fell down? Now I realize what it was. It was my ruler. So I'm unable to reach it, so I'm not going to be able to tell you the exact dimensions of this paper. So first, you're going to need some paper. It could be colored paper. This happens to be off-white. And let's see. I'm going to just take my arm. This here could be about 12 inches here. And let's see. And this could be about 20 or 24 inches here. So you're going to need, and if you want to make it smaller, you can. I just thought if it's bigger, then it's easier for small hands to trace letters. They can make it big so that they can read it easily. And so yeah, you'll need 12 sheets of paper this size. See, this is how it looks horizontally, and this is vertically. And then you're going to need 12 pieces of paper this size. Oopsie. And what you're going to do with this paper, this is almost, you see, it's less than half. I'm going to show you what I've done so far. So on this large sheet here, let me see which one. I think that this is January. Yeah. Okay. So this will be January. I didn't have time to write January yet, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 boxes across for the days of the week. And then we'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 across to make the grid for the calendar for the numbers. So that's what that will look like. And parents and caregivers, you can first do this with a ruler and a pencil, and then you can outline it with a darker pen or marker or even a crayon. You can let your child do that with you. Then here, your child will take this size paper. See, this is going to fit inside here. Oops. And so on this sheet, your child will make a drawing of the people who have birthdays in the month of January. So here I have on January 11th, it's hard to see, but that's Brown Nurstall's birthday is January 11th. So I think I'll make a drawing of Nurstall with a winter cape on to show that it's winter time in January. And so then I have another example. And this will be my month of February. And then you'll do the same, and then you'll figure out, I know my grandmother has a birthday in February, and I'll put something that my grandmother really likes on the picture. She liked flowers and hugs. So maybe I'll make a drawing of myself giving her a hug and a bouquet of flowers. So then next week I will show you, once we have all of these done, and I'll check in with you every week. Let's do one calendar per week, so that by the time we get to the end of August, maybe we'll be done. Maybe even before, let's see. So next week, I'm going to finish my January and my February calendars with my drawings. Then what we'll do at the very end, we'll take a hole punch and punch 2 holes, one here on the top and one here. And then we'll take a ribbon or a beautiful piece of string. And what I'll do over the week, I'll type all of this up and post it. And then we can hang it on the wall if you want to keep it, or you can wrap it in some tissue paper and give it to someone as a present in your family. Wow, this is a very complicated project, but I have utmost confidence that you can all do it. Yes. So now, I think it's time to get our wiggles out. Don't you think so? I think so. Where is my tambourine? But before we do that, let's get the wiggles out of our fingers, okay? Here we go. Okay. Can we twinkle like stars? Let's do that. Let's count to 3 first. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Now let's open our hands very wide. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. Give a little clap, clap, clap. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. Put them in your lap. Creepy crawly, creeping, crawling right up to your chin. Open wide your little mouth, but do not put them in. Do not put them in. Wow, now I think it's time to get the wiggles out of our wiggly bodies. Where is my tambourine? There's one. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Again. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Faster. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes. Knees and toes. Stomp your feet. Stomp your feet. And clap your hands. La 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 bamba, la 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 bamba, la 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 bamba, la la bamba. Come on. La la bamba, 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 la la bamba. Now, I'd like to ask you all to have a seat on the bus. And can you get your wheels turning for me like this? You know, my wonderful school friends, the bus won't move if the wheels don't turn. So let's get our wheels turning. Let's count to 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. The doors on the bus go open and shut, open and shut, open and shut. The doors on the bus go open and shut, all through the town. The horn on the bus goes beep, 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 beep. The horn on the bus goes beep, 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 all through the town. The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 swish. The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 all through the town. Now, it gets so crowded on the bus. What does the driver have to say? Move on back. The driver on the bus says, move on back, move on back, move on back. The driver on the bus says, move on back, all through the town. And because it's so crowded on the bus, the babies become so tired. And what do they start to do? The babies on the bus cry. The babies on the bus cry. All through the town. Then the mommies and the daddies and the grandmas and the grandpas and the nannies to say, I love you, I love you, I love you. And the mommies and the daddies and the grandmas and the grandpas and the nannies to say, I love you, all through the town. And the mommies and the daddies and the grandmas and the grandpas and the nannies to say, and the mommies and the daddies and the grandmas and the grandpas and the nannies to say, shh, all through the town. Then the babies on the bus fall fast asleep, fast asleep, fast asleep. keep the babies on the bus fall fast asleep. Ah.
All through the town.
Wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. One more time. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. Oh, wow. We got our wiggles out. Wow. Now I think we can take it down a little bit. Take it down a little for slow down. And we'll go on to our next story for the day. And that story is called My Heart. My Heart by Corinna Loiken. My heart is a window. My heart is a slide. My heart can be closed or opened up wide. Some days it's a puddle. Some days it's a stain.
Seems we're having some technical difficulties with the slideshow.
Okay. So, well, okay. So since we're having technical difficulties with our My Heart slideshow, I think we'll just move along to our read along time. And we can add that heart slideshow story in next week's Wonderful School. How about that? I think that's a great idea. Let's see. I think we'll read something from Little Bear's Friend or Elsie, or Frog and Toad are friends. Let me see. I think we'll read from Frog and Toad are friends. And I think we'll read a swim. Because I'm sure that some of you may decide to go for a swim today, wherever you are, especially if it's warm where you are. It's on page 40 of our book, Frog and Toad Are Friends. A swim. Toad and Frog went down to the river. What a day for a swim, said Frog. Yes, said Toad. I will go behind these rocks and put on my bathing suit. I don't wear a bathing suit, said Frog. Well, I do, said Toad. After I put on my bathing suit, you must not look at me until I get into the water. Why not? Asked Frog. Because I look funny in my bathing suit. That is why, said Toad. Frog closed his eyes when Toad came out from behind the rocks. Toad was wearing his bathing suit. Don't peek, he said. Frog and Toad jumped into the water. They swam all afternoon. Frog swam fast and made big splashes. Toad swam slowly and made smaller splashes. A turtle came along the riverbank. Frog, tell that turtle to go away, said Toad. I do not want him to see me in my bathing suit when I come out of the river. Frog swam over to the turtle. Turtle, said Frog, you will have to go away. Why should I? Asked the turtle. Because Toad thinks that he looks funny in his bathing suit, and he does not want you to see him, said Frog. Some lizards were sitting nearby. Does Toad really look funny in his bathing suit? They asked. A snake crawled out of the grass. If Toad looks funny in his bathing suit, said the snake, then I for one want to see him. We want to see him too, said the two dragonflies. Me too, said a field mouse. I have not seen anything funny in a long time. Frog swam back to Toad. I'm sorry, Toad, he said. Everyone wants to see how you will look. Then I will stay right here until they go away, said Toad. The turtle and the lizards and the snake and the dragonflies and the field mouse all sat on the riverbank. They waited for Toad to come out of the water. Please, cried Frog, please go away. But no one went away. Toad was getting colder and colder. He was beginning to shiver and sneeze. I will have to come out of the water, said Toad. I am catching a cold. Toad climbed out of the water, out of the river. The water dripped out of his bathing suit and down onto his feet. The turtle laughed, the lizards laughed, the snake laughed, the field mouse laughed, and Frog laughed. "What are you laughing at, Frog?" said Toad. "I am laughing at you, Toad," said Frog, "because you do look funny in your bathing suit." "Of course I do." Then he picked up his clothes and went home. The end. Wow. That's a classic. Frog and Toad Are Friends by Arnold Lobel is certainly a classic. And we could consider that story a part of our classic story corner at the wonderful school. So let's just review what we did today. We started out our day by looking at finding today's date on our perpetual calendars. And then we shared our maps of our favorite rooms where we live. Because remember, last week we read a story titled Me on the Map. And we watched a little girl map herself in her country, which is our country where some of us live in the United States of America. Many of you may live in another country. And then she found her state and her city and her street and her house. And then she made a map of her room. And that's why I asked you to do that. And then we discussed what you're going to be working on over the next few weeks, your special birthday calendars. So don't forget to get started on those. And we'll talk about it more next week. And we had our special word of the day, special words. Wish and become. We're all becoming. Even Miss Rogers is still becoming. You never stop becoming. And let's all take a moment and just be just where we are. Let's inhale, exhale. Wow. I'd like to thank you all for coming today and spending time at the wonderful school with Miss Rogers. And with Nurse Doll. I look forward to seeing you all next week. And you know, tomorrow is also a special day. It is what we call on our calendars a red letter day, which means it's going to be a holiday tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Saturday, July 4th, Independence Day. So maybe you'll have a picnic in your living room, or maybe you'll have a picnic on your porch, or maybe in your backyard if that's where you are, or wherever you are. You can have a celebration, or not, however you decide to celebrate. So, yes, I think Nurse Doll wants to say goodbye too. So thank you for coming today. It's been wonderful. Have a wonderful afternoon and an even nicer tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye-bye now.
Thank you, Rogers.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.